Hello, it's me, Mayo Hosko, and welcome to my channel.
Hello, it's me, Mayo Hosko. No sugar, no filler, just real whole egg. And in Australia, it is May the 4th be with you. So I'm going to say happy May the 4th be with you, everybody. I know it is 3 hours away from being May the 4th be with you in North America. But unfortunately, I couldn't do this live stream tomorrow on Revenge of the 5th in Australia. So I had to go live on May the 4th be with you Eve in North America because I'm working on Thursday. I got my job back and I'm going to be able to earn some more money to buy more Lego sets. And I am going to put that money to good use. And I've put a lot of other good money to good use. And I want to thank everyone who participated in my 8-hour birthday live stream. That was by far the best live stream I ever did by the numbers. And I couldn't be more appreciative of everyone who was on the panel and was in the chat for that live stream. I had a lot of fun. We made a lot of progress with the different sets that we built. So that was an absolute blast. And if I saw your name in the comments or you were on the panel, I made sure to tag you in the Instagram post I did. So let's get this show underway. Gonna be building set 75312 Boba Fett Starship, but most people would call it a Slave 1. So I'm just going to move some stuff out of the way and get myself in position to build this. So got to switch over to the microphone on my computer. Just got to make sure that the microphone is connected. So far, every time I've gone to do this, the microphone has automatically connected. So I'm very impressed with my new Keji cable, and it is connected. There's been no bobbing at all. So for a $4 cable, it's surprisingly good quality. So I'm going to get out of here now. And now there's only one camera. So I'm going to make sure the volume's all the way up. And you can get a better look at the box. Because I just got to do some stuff on Forge of Empires and social media first. So this is the first Star Wars set I will have built in 14 years. The last Star Wars set I remember building was Anakin's Starfighter all the way back in 2008. And I had the original Stormtrooper battle pack that came with that weird dropship and 4 of the old style stormtroopers. And I regret painting over those stormtrooper torsos with whiteout. I did that with some Islanders minifigs as well. I was young and innocent and trying to get into the custom minifigure game back then because I wanted to put whiteout over it and then paint over it. I still have those torsos somewhere, so I think I'll clean those up and try and get the whiteout off of them. And maybe I can do a live stream trying to do that cleanup. Because I'm probably going to have to use a scraping tool that has a sharp edge. So I can remove the whiteout from that stuff. So now I need to do an Instagram story to tell the kind folks that we're live. So I need to go get the watch link. I need to go to my alternate channel to get the watch link. And I hope everyone has plans for May the 4th be with you if you're interested in Star Wars. Because I know that for a little while before May the 4th be with you, people were very nervous about what the gift with purchase would be. Because LEGO didn't reveal it for a little while. And they only revealed it, I think, 1 week before May the 4th be with you. So that wasn't very kind to people who wanted to plan their purchases. And when they announced that they were going to do double VIP for Star Wars sets, if you spend over $200 but that wasn't going to apply for the new UCS Luke's Land Speeder, which I will be buying when it gets to double VIP points. I felt ticked off for the hardcore Star Wars fans that knew that they couldn't buy that right away utilizing the double VIP points. I think that was a mistake on LEGO's part because they could have sold out of those Luke's Land Speeders like hotcakes on day one, but they didn't because people like me are going to be waiting for the double VIP points. I'm going to be waiting, and now I've got the cash to do so because I got a decent amount of money for my 21st birthday because my family, they like me. Actually, I need to send something to someone. Where's Skywen on Instagram? There, just sent one to Skywen. So, thank you, Johnny G, for showing up in the comments so far. Once I do this thing on Forge of Empires, then I'll use my Stanley knife to unbox this thing. What's this? Okay, there we go. So hopefully I can get this thing built in less than 2 hours. I think it's got 600 or something pieces. I think is the piece count. So it shouldn't be too hard of a build. But as a vintage fan of Lego, my favourite of the Slave ones is the original. And that's the case with a lot of the Star Wars spacecraft. My favourite is the original because people really hate the blockiness of the original Star Wars sets, but I dig it because I'm that guy. So let's crack this thing open. Got to get my legs in position. Ugh. There we go. Get my sig fig parts out of the way. So let's crack this open. There's the box. And there's the instructions. There's the sticker sheet. Not too many stickers. How many stickers are there? Looks like there's 8 numbered stickers. Not too bad for a set like this, because I know if this was if this size of set was a speed champion set, for example, this might be 8 times the size. And all of the speed champions builders out there know what I'm talking about. So let's open these instructions. So first we've got to build the minifig Boba Fett. So we've got to open bag 1. There's bag 1. Yeah. Hello to Johnny G from earlier. And I have invited some people if they want to show up, because I went out of my way to pick out some Star Wars fans. Because I want to talk. Because if there are guests that come on to this live stream, I actually want to talk about Star Wars. Interesting that some of these minifig accessories come in their own bag. And I'm a sucker for all of the sand green pieces that are in here. Okay, I'm going to keep these minifig accessories in this bag. So first we've got to build a Boba Fett. So where's the torso? So this is my first time getting a Boba Fett figure. I wish I had the original. I think my first memory of Boba Fett as a Lego minifigure, and truth be told, I didn't even know what Boba Fett looked like until I actually did some research and watched some other YouTubers who showed what Boba Fett looked like. There was a stop motion that was uploaded to YouTube back in 2006 or 2007 called Lego. I think it was, not sure if it had Lego in the title, but it was called Mickey Donalds. And it was about these customers that were going to McDonald's, and I believe Darth Vader, the original Darth Vader, was in that stop motion as well. And in that stop motion, Boba Fett has a girl's voice, like a really high pitched voice. Oh, we need to open this bag to get the antenna that comes out of Boba Fett's helmet. So we do have to open this right now. This reminds me of some of the old Lego bags that had the holes in them. Because we've got to get Boba's little antenna like all the other Mandalorians have. And now we've got to build his blaster. So that uses the typical agents style gun piece, and then a black lightsaber hilt, and that goes in his right arm. So there, get his antenna straight. There is Boba Fett, the new style Boba Fett. And hello, Jodie Smith. Thanks for showing up. No sugar, no filler, just real heroic. You got that right. So there's Boba Fett, all complete. Yeah, and so I just have a lot of nostalgia for that stop motion, and it's still available on YouTube. I think whenever I'm doing something Star Wars related, I should probably put a link to that video in the description, because that's how I got introduced to the old style Boba Fett and the old style Darth Vader minifig. And it's really funny. It's really funny because of how low budget the filming was. It's just a really funny stop motion, and it has millions of views, and people still watch that thing. And surprisingly, that YouTube channel is still active, because I left a comment on that stop motion 2 weeks ago, and they hearted my comment. So that channel is still active, even though they don't upload videos anymore. They're still there. So I wonder if they have any interest of doing more stop motions, because I'm sure other people would want to see them do more stop motions. So that's okay. So we've got to put some studs underneath these curved slopes. And I always get a lot of people asking me, do I like Star Wars? And I don't like Star Wars, to be honest. I don't want to get swept up in the Star Wars fandom, but I do enjoy reading the Wikipedia, because I don't like to watch the Star Wars movies, but I do like reading about Star Wars. And there's a lot of interesting stuff on the Wikipedia, which is the Star Wars fandom. The Wikia, the Star Wars. There's a lot of interesting reads on the Wikipedia. And the Wikipedia is one of the two main sources I get from Star Wars, or I get for Star Wars information. The main one being the amazing Star Wars the amazing Lego Star Wars builders on YouTube. That's where I get majority of my Star Wars knowledge. So, if you are a Lego Star Wars builder on YouTube, chances are I've probably learnt something from you. Learnt something about Star Wars that I haven't yet read on the Wikipedia. So they know who they are. And some of them I've invited to come on if they don't have any plans right now. Now this is a new color for me in the 2x6 tile, which is a relatively new piece itself in the last 2 years or something, in dark red. I'm sure this set is, I think, a year old now, so that's why I say it's new for me, and I wouldn't be too surprised if it's in other sets that I haven't bought. But I am still waiting. Well, in my 8-hour live stream, I said that I was expecting the package of my Lego Friends street food market to come here on the day before my birthday. It still hasn't arrived in the post. So I think one of two things has happened. One, the courier van stopped by my house and saw that no one was home, so they brought it back to the post office. Or B, it's still stuck in the post office waiting to be sent out for delivery. So I'm gonna have to investigate what has happened with that package. I'm gonna have to see the tracking, and that was from Toys R Us, because I would like to build that in a live stream sometime this month. So that's really the only reason I started building the Lego Monkey Kids City of Lanterns set in the last half of my 8-hour birthday live stream, was because that package didn't arrive and it still hasn't arrived. So I'm going to have to follow up with Australia Post and Toys R Us to see what happened with that package. But the reason I ordered this set from Amazon when it was 20% off is because... Excuse me.
You've got a package.
Speak of the devil, I got a package. Thank you. Well, I don't think this is from Toys R Us, but I think this is a Bricklink order. Just speaking about packages. I like it when my family comes in midway through a live stream and says that I've got a package. I guess the postman is running his deliveries a bit earlier these days. Or maybe the local postman changed the time of his delivery route, because I'm getting packages a lot earlier in the day than I used to. Normally, I would expect a package to get here at 2 p.m, but it's only 10:55 a.m. right now. So yeah, maybe I should expect the postman to come a bit earlier these days. Well, if I can get this set built in under 2 hours, I might have to open that package at the end of the live stream. But we're going to focus on building this Star Wars set. And this is something that isn't going to go in the city, of course, because it's Star Wars. But somehow, some way, I think it would be cool to integrate this Boba Fett Starship into my classic space display in isolation in its own in its own area away from the other action. So these wedged bricks are rather interesting because instead of those normal 2x3, I think they're 3x3. And I see someone in the chat. We have Zissou. Hey, Zissou. If you'd like to come on to the panel and talk about Star Wars with me, I'd be more than happy to send you an invitation. So we've got to put some stickers on some of these. And these go behind. So I hope after a couple of years these dark red pieces hold up, because dark red does have a reputation for being belittled over time, and we don't know. Well, no, so I'm not just being brittle, but dark red has a big quality control issue, because back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, sets that were made back then, people who have opened brand new copies of those sets, the dark red pieces are belittled, and pieces with dark red sets with dark red pieces. Sorry, if I can use the English language correctly. Have been discolored. The color consistency hasn't been right. So on inspection of these dark red pieces, I'm not seeing any flagrant color differences, but I'm sure if I used a microscope, I would be able to find some inconsistencies of the colors in the dark red plastic. And it's a similar issue with a similar issue with the brown colored pieces. So this needs to be 3 and 4. Okay, actually, I took the wrong sticker up. That's not a good job. Took the wrong sticker up. We need stickers 3 and 4. So 3 goes on the right side, or starboard, and 4 goes on the left side, or port side. I think this is straight. Let's get these stickers lined up. Yeah, I think that's pretty straight. Probably off. Oh, I see someone in the chat. And we have a Macro Bricks. Hey, Macro. If you'd like to come on to the panel and talk about Star Wars, I'd love to send you an invitation. Zissou says, I would love to, but I've been sick the past 3 days. Voice is nearly gone. Oh, that's not good. Zissou, I hope you get healthy soon. I hope you don't have the Rona or anything. I hate it when I get illnesses with my throat. Either my voice gets scratchy, or there's a throbbing or something on my throat. That's an awful illness. So sticker 3 needs to go on the starboard side of the ship. So let's get this sticker lined up. Here we go. We've got 5 people watching. If we can get one more viewer, that'll be half a dozen, which is the new average for Mayo Hosko live streams. I'm so glad that over the past couple live streams we've been able to double the average viewer. I think it's because we are now at 345 subscribers. We did lose a subscriber last night, but one is just water off of my duck's back, considering we've gained over 60 in the past month, and someone in this panel knows that they helped wave their magic wand, and someone in this panel, if they haven't done so already, is only two followers away from 500 on Instagram. So I hope in the last week they have gotten, well, I hope in the last 5 days they did get their 500th follower. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, it is Macro Bricks. So if you're not already subscribed to Macro Bricks on YouTube, and you're not already following Macro Bricks on Instagram, please go do so. So this, I don't think I've seen this. Oops! If I can firmly grasp it. That's a SpongeBob reference. I don't think I've seen this Technic piece in orange before. So that's a new color for that element for me. And that you don't need to push it all the way through. So this is a Technic build. Got to flip this upside down and brace those with a 4x4 plate. Yeah, so for all the newcomers, for everyone here, don't forget to leave a like on the live stream to tell YouTube that people like to watch the Mayo Hosko channel. And if you want to send me a belated birthday present that has monetary value, as always, there was a link in the description for my Patreon. If people want to pledge a couple bucks a month, invest in the Mayo Hosko channel, and you can get exclusive information. You can get the right to vote on some polls. That's if we can get a third pledger. I was in contact with someone who attended my 21st birthday party that inquired about supporting me on Patreon. So after this live stream, I'm going to help them. I'm going to see if they want to take the time to let me help them create a Patreon. Okay, back to the build. Don't want to slow this down. Bag 1 is the biggest of the bags. So back to Star Wars. So once again, this is the first Lego Star Wars set I've built in 14 years, and the reason for that is because I'm not a Star Wars fan. But when The Last Jedi was released back in 2017, I think it was, my cable TV had a Star Wars pop-up channel. And for, I think, 48 hours before the release of The Last Jedi on the big screen, they were playing all of the Star Wars films. And I didn't want to go my whole life without watching a Star Wars film. So I thought, well, I need to watch a Star Wars film on this 48-hour Star Wars pop-up channel. So I took the 2 hours or so out of my life to watch A New Hope, the original, where it all began back in 1977, before the age of CGI, and I really enjoyed my viewing of the original Star Wars movie. and after seeing that, I finally understood all the jokes that people who write fanfic about Star Wars, or people who have made parody cartoons about Star Wars. I think the best example is when Family Guy, the adult cartoon on the Fox network, when they made their Star Wars parody episodes, because a story about that is according to the show's creator Seth MacFarlane, they had made so many Star Wars jokes in their episodes that executives from the Fox network came to them and said, "Hey, if you keep writing jokes about Star Wars, we're going to have to pay a royalty check or commission to Lucasfilms." And so Seth MacFarlane, expecting to have to pay that royalty check to George Lucas, went to George Lucas, and they had an executive discussion about Family Guy using Star Wars in their episodes as cutaway jokes. And so somehow George Lucas gave Seth MacFarlane permission to keep writing jokes about Star Wars and to make parody episodes about Star Wars. Because I guess George Lucas was only concerned with the international merchandise rights at that time, or he didn't have a problem with people making commercialized fanfic about Star Wars. Just as long as there was enough of a difference between the parodies and the actual Star Wars films. So Family Guy, they made parody trilogy episodes in seasons 7, seasons 8, and seasons 9 about the original trilogy. And that is how and that is actually my favourite piece of Star Wars media, more than the actual Star Wars films, because I am a hardcore Family Guy fan. Some people are hardcore Simpsons fans. I'm a hardcore Family Guy fan. And there's an ongoing war between the fans of The Simpsons and the fans of Family Guy. Equally, there's a war between the fans of American Dad and the fans of Futurama. I see value in all 4 of those shows, so that's why I like to watch all 4 of those shows. So we've got this back section built, so we can attach that. How do these attach? Okay, so we've got to put some wedged plates underneath here. Let's oh, sweet! Macro Bricks apparently only needs 1 more follower to get to 500 followers on Instagram. Oh, good, you tested negative. That's a good sign. Jody Smith talking about the green and red cargo train. I wish I had the red cargo train from 2011. I own the heavy haul train from 2016, which is red and grey. And I do have the blue cargo train. That was the second cargo train I got, because I got the yellow cargo train as well. I do feel whole today, but I do feel a little bit tired. Oh, come on. Why isn't this? Going down. Okay. Oh, we have Buicklock. Hey, Eric. If you want to come on to the panel and talk about Star Wars, I'd be more than happy to send you an invitation. You know what? What I'll do is, since there's been no strangers for the first 40 minutes of this live stream, I'm going to put up a public invitation. So if anyone wants to come in and talk about Star Wars, there's an invitation for you. So I've got to put these wedge panels. Yeah. This is a reverse angle. So, yeah, that goes here, and this goes here. And we're going to brace this underside. Actually, that's not right. No, this needs to be one stud over. So, because I'm such a fanatic for Family Guy, I prefer to watch the Family Guy Star Wars parodies than the actual Star Wars films. So anyone that is a hardcore Star Wars fan is probably just gonna turn off the TV and fall off their chair whenever I say that. Looks like we're going to put some more stickers on. And that goes at the back here. So where exactly does that get placed? That gets... Okay, we're going to put some more... Going to put some 2x2 corner slopes. Yeah, and so I keep on going on rabbit holes. But the reason why I promised to build a Star May the 4th be with you is because we got to 300 subscribers on YouTube. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would strongly suggest that you do subscribe to the Mayo channel, because we're only 5 subscribers away from 350. And whenever I get to 350, I'm gonna have to do a combination 300. This May the 4th be with you live stream is really in honor of reaching 300 subscribers. So I need to do another live stream for when I get to 350 subscribers. Need to do a thank you message for that. And so, because I got so much money for my birthday, I think what I'll do for that is any set that costs I think what I'll do is I'll try find a set in Australia that costs $350. And I will build that for my 350 subscriber special. Because I have got some cash to burn. And not all of it I put into my savings accounts. I do need to get sets to build. For the live streams I do need set material. Someone doing a burnout outside. So we've got to put some stickers again. So stickers 5 and 6. And thankfully all of these stickers are opaque back. There's no clear back stickers. Because with clear back stickers, it's more easier to get dust underneath. And when you get dust underneath the stickers, the stickers are more likely to move around. And when stickers move around, they sometimes like to come off. I've talked about on my live streams before the trouble I've had with stickers that were made in the mid to late 2000s, where over time they end up crumbling away. And I think there was a substantial decrease in quality in the stickers when Lego avoided going bankrupt. I think they switched over to the bluish greys because it was cheaper and it helped them from going bankrupt. Cheaper than the old colours of grey. And we have a Will Harper in the chat. Hey Will, aka Hoarder66, says, "Hey Mayo chat, I had a long day and need some sleep, so I can't stay. Hope you enjoy the build." Yeah, definitely get some sleep, Will. And exactly, everyone, make sure to hit that like button. Will, Hoarder66 is a Star Wars fan. If people didn't know, so it was glad to see Star Wars people pop up. Even for just a brief second. And anyone that can't stay, my streams are always available on the replay for people to go back and watch on the replay if they miss out on any of my live streams. So if anyone is interested in this Slave 1 set, you can always go back and watch this on the replay. Actually, I probably should do something. So I'll unsend an invitation from Will because he's going to sleep. Where am I in the build? Okay, I'm going to put some wedge plates back here. But that's just loose hanging. That's just loose hanging. Normally they don't do that. But now they get braced with a connection. So I wouldn't have done this live stream if I had reached 300 subscribers. So I thank all of my new subscribers and all of my existing subscribers for sticking around. And I built something wrong. What did I just do? Oh yeah. This is a flimsy connection. That's a flimsy connection. Because it's only connected via one stud. Now we're gonna turn this upside down and get this big plate. This keeps on popping up. This is going to be annoying. That's not a good connection. But this other one hasn't popped up as easily. Now I've got to put, looks like some landing gear maybe on the bottom. But first, we're going to put some inverted, curved slopes. Actually, what I should do is I should put some music on in the background. Let's find some background music. Where's the one? I think it's Night Driving. Yeah, Night Driving. That's the music. Actually, can probably turn the music down a little bit more. There we go. Get some background music. Because I'm done with my spiel about Star Wars. Why doesn't this want to connect? There it is. And now we got to put in these pieces. So I hope everyone is having a good day or night. I felt very tired when I went back to work yesterday. I felt very tired, as I knew I would feel, because you always feel that way when going back to work for the first time in a month. And I put these pieces on wrong. They are one stud forward. Need to move them one stud backwards. Come on. Get in there. And I've got to catch up on so many people's videos. For whatever reason, I've been very lackluster in trying to binge watch people's videos. I think it's because I've gotten distracted by other content on YouTube. So I'm sorry for getting distracted. No, that's the wrong way. I'm gonna put these on underneath. I think this is supposed to be some engine detail, but I might be wrong about that. Oh, that's a nice piece. It's an inverted sand green 2x2 tile. Oh no, that's not supposed to go there. It's supposed to go one stud backwards. Or off to the side, sorry. There we go. Now we can fit that detail. And there's some round plates. Where do they go? I think they go... here they go here. Yeah, they go here. I think there is some glitching in the music. It's a bit slower than what it should be. And you can hear that it is cutting out a little bit. So I apologize about that. That's really annoying. There's a lot of light bluish grey wedge pieces in here. Hey Ingrid. Everyone don't forget to leave a like on the live stream to tell YouTube that people wanna watch my videos. Approaching the 1 hour mark. After this live stream, I've got to do some homework because I've got a major assignment that's due in a little over 2 weeks' time, and I've got to create my own data set. So I'm going to have to go to the Bureau of Meteorology to get some weather tracking statistics, so I can create a data set that I can use in some digital software to create some maps. And there's a lot of technic building in this set. I guess that's how Star Wars sets hold themselves together nowadays. Just use a bunch of technic pieces. Good thing I'm not going to be parting this set out. I'm going to be keeping it built because it would be a nightmare to have to take all of these technic pieces apart. I have at times thought about trying to piece together the original Slave 1 from, I believe, 2000. It was. Got to insert some technic pins so that we can connect this properly. Oh, I see someone popped up backstage. Who was it? Oh, it is Bricklock. Hey, Bricklock.
What's going on?
It's all going good. I'll turn up the music now. And I see we have another Star Wars fan in the chat. It is Brixine. Hey, Brixine.
What's up, Rich? How you doing, man?
Says, yeah, completely agree I just finished filming a review on it. I reckon it looks a bit like the Viper. What was Zissou talking about? Oh, the Battlestar Galactica. Wait, no. What set is he talking about? The Lightyear set. Ah, okay, yeah. So you've been working on that radio headquarters a lot, haven't you?
I finished that one. That's over here. That one's done. But right now I'm working on a restaurant right now. Yeah, I don't really do too many Star Wars Legos. I mean, I'm probably one of the biggest Star Wars fans. I just never, I don't know, spend the money on those, and I mostly focus on city stuff.
Yeah, I mostly focus on city stuff as well. So I know, just reading the comments, that for Star Wars fans like Bowixing, this is a monumental occasion. Says, I couldn't miss you tackling a Star Wars set, Mayo.
Yeah, I mean, I have like the Razor Crest, and I have some of the ones from the first wave of Star Wars back in like '99, whatever, 2000. But
Yes.
I don't know. I just can't force myself to like buy the $800 UCSs and this and that. I'm just like,
Yeah, well, I didn't know you were a Lego Star Wars guy, so it's great to have you on the panel because now we can talk about Star Wars.
oh yeah, I mean, I know everything about Star Wars.
And Richard, if you're not doing anything, let me know if you'd like to come onto the panel and talk about Star Wars. Anyway, so you mentioned 1999 and 2000 Star Wars. That is my favorite era of Star Wars because I'm a vintage Lego collector and a vintage Lego fan. So you piqued my interest just talking about that.
Yeah, I have like the original Millennium Falcon, and I have like the Gungan sub, and a whole bunch of ones from when they first came out. But it's just, I don't know, it cuts too much into my other budgetary stuff that how am I gonna afford to buy 4 new grocery stores when they come out if I'm gonna buy Star Wars? It's like,
You kind of have to pick and choose which sets you collect because we can't buy everything.
Yeah. I mean, I might get the UCS Razor Crest just because I'm a huge Mandalorian fan, and it's just kind of a iconic, something different. But
Okay. Richard is just at work right now. Yeah, surprisingly I get a lot of people who turn up for a little while they're at work. So that always makes me happy that people like to take a work break just so they can say hello. I like that.
yeah, not too many streams happen when I'm in work.
I gotta get this thing out. I put this in to actually take this off, and then it'd be better. Yeah. So I wish I had the original. I wish I had the original Millennium Falcon and the original Slave One because I think building a Millennium Falcon with those old quarter dome pieces is such an archaic building technique that is way up my alley, and also the blockiness of the old the blockiness of the original Slave One isn't as blocky as some of the other ships at the time. Because I remember when I think Jane Bricks reviewed the original Sith Infiltrator, and that was just so blocky. And that was in an era where Lego really didn't know what colors to use, or what the proper colors they should use with the Star Wars sets. And so that's why in stuff like the TIE fighters and the TIE interceptors, there was a lot of blue in them when it should have been grey. That was just a really, really weird time for Star Wars.
Yeah, I've got the original TIE Fighter, and then I got, like I said, I've got a lot of the first wave, not everything, but I got a good chunk of it.
So, how long was it after you collected the first wave of Star Wars sets? How many years did it take you to realize that you can't collect every set from Star Wars?
I never got into collecting Star Wars. I have so many of the action figures and things from a long time ago and whatnot and things, but like I just couldn't do that and Lego, and just it's just too much.
So you never intended on collecting Star Wars Lego when it came out?
No, because I've always been a town guy. I've always done city and those kinds of things. And like I said, I will dabble in a few things here and there, but never really like focused on Star Wars.
Yeah, because I remember YouTubers back in the day would tell the same old story that when Star Wars came out, they said, "I'm gonna try to collect every set," and then they said over 2 decades ago, "This is too much. I can't collect the whole thing."
Well, at the rate that they release things these days, it's like, how can you keep up with it all? It's insane.
Yeah, it's impossible. If people back then thought it was impossible to keep up with collecting all of the Star Wars sets, imagine what it is now.
Yeah.
There's no contest. And it sucks that with the double VIP they've got for May the 4th be with you, that the new UCS Luke's Land Speeder isn't a part of that double VIP.
I know, with all the scalpers and things these days, it doesn't surprise me that they pull those from the list, because if I was a scalper and I bought all the UCS sets that just came out and I got double VIP for them, it just rewards them even more. So I don't know. I can see why. I don't like it because of just the fact that that's how it goes, but I can see why.
Yeah, because like if they had double VIP points, I would have bought that, because I'm pretty sure in Australia it is a Lego. I'm pretty sure all UCS sets are Lego Store exclusives.
Yeah, as far as I know. I mean, well, I don't know. Here in the United States, they do have some of the UCSs at like Barnes and Noble and Target, I think, but not at like Walmart though.
No, because I know that when Toys R Us went bankrupt in the United States, Target bought the rights to sell the direct-to-consumer sets and the UCS sets, and also Barnes and Nobles upgraded their retail contracts with Lego to sell more expensive stuff. But Walmart, because of their clientele, I don't think they were ever interested in selling a Lego set over $200. Because Walmart is Walmart.
Yeah. I don't buy much at Walmart.
So I've got to connect this this beam somehow. Where does this beam go in? Maybe it goes on the other side. Oh no, I built this wrong. I hate it when you build a Technic set, when you build a Technic build wrong, because it's so much clutch power in the friction pins because they got so much friction.
Yeah, I agree with Rich about the like. I don't know. I really enjoyed the little Razor Crest, and like I said, I have a few little things here and there, but I don't know. I just bought things that are different. Like I bought Dio, the little robot model from the new trilogy, and so I like robots because I teach robotics, so I'll be kind of inclined. I didn't get the R2 one, the latest one, because I didn't really care for the model. I don't think it was all that great. I wasn't really that impressed with it.
I kind of regret not buying the BB-8 set just to put on display. Like normally I don't buy display models because I don't like things just sitting on a shelf collecting dust. But the more I go back and look at the BB-8 UCS set, that was only $100 in the US. The more I think, you know what, that the studs, the exposed studs, make it just look like a furry animal, and I think that the exposed studs that make the BB-8 look like a furry animal just make the set look even more cuter to have on display. I'm not sure if anyone else views the BB-8 like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
Because you'd think if you want a Star Wars set to look cute and furry like an animal, it would be the Porg, but they put a lot of tiles on that.
The Porg. We have a animatronic Porg. It's pretty hilarious. It squawks and stuff, just like the one in the movie. Flaps its wings. One time, my daughter set it off in the middle of the night and scared the crap out of everybody. But yeah, I mean, there's so much. The problem with Star Wars is like it's a merchandising mecca. So like, I mean, I have things like this. There you go.
Oh, is that a plush of Baby Yoda?
It's an animatronic. So, like, I'll spend money on this kind of stuff, like for Star Wars. It's just like Lego is just not a priority as far as Star Wars in my, So,
I've seen a lot of Lego YouTubers that have that animatronic.
Yeah, I use it every once in a while in match stream and things like that. So you might have seen it there too. So
yeah, that's where I've seen it before.
Yeah.
He's on Twitch now.
Yeah, I pop that one out every once in a while just because it's fun. I
know that boys are back in his videos in 2015 and 2016. He would always like to use the animatronic Yoda that had the wheels on the bottom and the lightsaber that he wielded around.
Yeah,
that's the best of the Star Wars animatronics that I've seen.
Yeah.
Control. You must learn control.
Yeah. He's just a Grogu marketing genius. Oh, I know. Oh my gosh, when I saw Grogu for the first time in Mandalorian, I lost my crap. I was like, holy, what did they just do? They just exploded the internet. I'm just amazed that they kept it a secret. Like, I figured that, how do you that's insane. In this day and age of leaks and whatnot, it's like, to keep that a secret was, Yeah, exactly. Ingrid's exactly right. You can't keep up with everything. You just have to pick what that you like, and you can't regret what you can't get. And
yeah, I echo that sentiment with buying Lego sets, but I am absolutely I am gun ho about making time out of my day to watch people's YouTube videos because they do the same to me.
Yeah.
Other people tell me I'm crazy for trying to binge watch so many people, but I'm able to do it.
More power to you, man. I try to do what I can. Live streaming is the easiest for me to watch because, like, I can turn it on and, like, even if I'm not around, I can help people get minutes and things and watch it later. Like with Brickstein, I watch most of his stuff on replay because he streams most of the time when I'm in bed, you know. So, but I like watching his stuff. I just can't stay up that late. It's too late. Did your audio cut out, Mayo? I don't hear you.
No, I'm just opening some bags and you were in the middle of something.
Oh no, that's cool. It's just it got quiet, really quiet. It's all good.
There we go. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, my first Star Wars set in 14 years, the previous Star Wars set I remember building was the Anakin Starfighter that was released all the way back in 2008. And back then, I didn't know there was a difference between Anakin Skywalker and I didn't know that Anakin Skywalker was Darth Vader back then, and I didn't know, and I didn't know that what looked like, or what I interpreted was Luke Skywalker was actually Anakin. So that I had to learn all of that stuff through Lego YouTube videos.
Yeah, no, I remember watching Empire Strikes Back as a double feature with A New Hope, and because I was too young to watch Star Wars: A New Hope in theaters when it first came out, but when Empire came out on the Navy base, they had A New Hope, and then they did Pink Panther cartoons, and then they did the premiere of Empire Strikes Back. And that was an amazing night. That was awesome. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and so as some people might know, when I was building my grey skyscraper, on one of my when I built the exterior on one of my live streams, and when I built the interior on a Brick Hive live stream, I had a lot of printed and stickered sloped elements from Star Wars just sitting in a drawer, and I thought, you know what? I've got all of these. I knew I was going to use them for a specific purpose one day, but I didn't know what. So I thought, why not turn one of my skyscrapers into the Star Wars Tower? And so now I've decided that all the Star Wars minifigures I do find, because I know that I'll build Anakin back together, and now I've finally got a Boba Fett. All of my Star Wars figures can be housed in that skyscraper that I actually bothered to get emotionally invested into putting interior detail. And so now I don't have to have Star Wars figures lying around. Instead, they can actually be a part of my city because now they've got their own home. And I've just got to get more pieces to make that office building into a skyscraper, and that'll go next to the other skyscraper that I put in my city for the last city update I did. And I want to thank everyone who convinced who convinced me to change out the windows from white to black because it does, I think, it looks a lot better with the black windows. That wouldn't be possible without all of the viewers out there. And also, I'm not sure how many people will remember this from all the way back in 2013, but um one of James one of James Squicks's original mocks was a was a pizzeria that instead of being called that instead of being a Pizza Hut was Hut's Pizza, and he built that set because he had a bunch of Star Wars minifigs from the set that he reviewed in 2013 and 2014 just lying around. So he had accumulated so many Star Wars minifigs that he didn't know what to do with. And one of those sets was the Jabba's Palace that came out in either 2012 or 2013. Someone who has more knowledge about Star Wars can correct me what year that was. He had the new style. Actually, it might have been Jabba's sail barge. Actually, yeah, he had a Jabba the Hutt minifig just laying around, and so he wanted to do something with it, and so he put the Jabba the Hutt inside a pizzeria that was on a 16 by 16 base plate area, and he had a bunch of pieces from the Star Wars sets that had the bounty hunters, and sets from Chima and Ninjago that had olive green pieces just lying around. And he used those pieces to create that pizzeria. And ever since then, I told myself if I ever get that Jabba the Hutt, well, if I ever get a Jabba the Hutt figure, I'm gonna do the same thing because I think that was just such a cool idea to have Jabba the Hutt at the front window holding a pizza, just barely being able to fit inside of his own store, and have some of the bounty hunters from Tatooine, not the Mandalorian, but some of the bounty hunters, or some of Jabba's slaves that were holding Princess Leia when she was locked up,
Yeah.
or whatever those figures were.
Yeah,
If I ever get those minifigs, I want to do the same thing.
Yeah, Brixton was asking about the radio mock here. This one, it's on Rebrickle. It's a one where you can alternate build the police station. I like it. I think it was a fun build. There's some cool techniques to it. I like how it looks more than the police station. I was never really a big fan of the police station. It's just got the cool thing about it is with this like all this scaffolding from the roof here is like, even though it's a corner build, if you wanted to, you could leave it like this and then put a building next to it here, and then you could continue on with another building. But I really like it. I think it's a cool build, and it was fun. So, and there's a lot of good pieces left over. Even it used like 2,600 of the almost 3,000 pieces, but there was definitely some still good use pieces. There was one building problem when I built it. They used the train door for the little donut shop right here, and they were trying to use the 2x2 jumpers, and it wasn't the right fit. So then I had to use I had to use the 1x2 jumpers But then when I got to the very end, I needed those jumpers for the rooftop. But then I was able to do my own little modification to get this little cylinder detail on the roof here to work out fine. So I was able to do, like I said, just that was the only issue I had with the overall build. But I was able to get it done without any extra pieces from any other sets. It just took a little bit of ingenuity to get it to work the way I wanted it to. But it's a cool build.
Yeah, the only reason I bought the police station is because, oh crap, my computer battery is running low. I might have to come on to my phone temporarily because I know that this might go flat. Let me enter in on my phone.
Yeah, my daughter just came down here and she's like, she is infatuated with the new Minecraft video. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was on my end. And I see we have a Zachary's Lego Club. Hey, Zach. I've got to go and get my charger. Yeah, the only reason I bought the police station is because I knew that I could make some modifications of it, so I could do a build where I build a vintage style police station next to the modular police station, and then build a catwalk between the two, and I could build stuff in a vintage police station that wasn't in the modular police station, so that my police department can have more rooms that you'd find in a police station. So if I wanted to, I can create a target practice, or I can create other officers that weren't in the modular.
Yeah, I think one thing I might mod this into is they kind of did like the bakery here again, like the kind of like the donut shop, obviously because of pieces, but because of the soap and suds here, I'm thinking about turning it into like a little laundromat. So like, you know, or like a dry cleaner or something like that. You know, that way it kind of uses the soap and suds as a advertisement for, you know, more of a dry cleaner. But
A brick scene has to go out on dad duties. Thanks for stopping by. Always nice to see you around, Witch. Yeah. So I was able to clean up after my live stream, but now with all the other stuff that I've been moving around, the mess is starting to come out. And I want to thank Captain Matt, who sold me some of his Lego for an affordable price. Yeah, my laptop just went flat.
yeah. Yeah, Brickskin's a good guy. Rich is a really good guy. He did some great content.
I enjoy watching Blixing live streams on a Sunday night in my time zone. So I'm gonna have to turn the laptop back on because it just went flat.
So which Star Wars set are you building right now?
I'm building the Boba Fett's Starship.
Oh, okay. The newer one.
Yeah, because all the older ones were called Slave One, but you can't call it Slave One anymore because of political correctness.
Yeah, I know. It's whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. I know it's beyond my control. I'm not gonna let it ruin my life.
And this build is taking me longer than what I thought it was going to take me.
Oh yeah.
And just in case anyone is confused, I won't be doing a live stream on Friday night in North America because I'm doing this live stream instead. And I need a break. I need a break from doing live streams on Saturdays anyway, because they take up a lot of my time on Saturdays, and there are better, more important things that I should be doing on my Saturdays. I want to have a big homework day because of my university assignment. Okay, now my computer's back on, so now let me try and join back on my computer.
Yeah, do your homework. That's definitely important.
Yeah, after this live stream, I gotta go do some homework.
As a teacher, I have to preach homework.
And so,
look at Ingrid. No Cinco de Mayo.
yeah, and so on Saturday, I've got something else that's going to be uploading instead, something that my Patreon supporters had early access to. So if you want to get that same early access, consider supporting me on Patreon. And isn't one of the Mexican sayings Cinco de Mayo?
It's Cinco de Mayo is how it's actually pronounced, but they're just doing a play on words.
Yeah, because with a name like Mayo Hosko, there's a lot of play on words that you can do.
Yeah.
And people in China can call me Mao. I just hope in 10 years' time these dark red pieces don't become brutal and break up. Like what sets that were released over a decade ago are doing right now. Have you had any problems with dark red pieces becoming brutal and breaking on you?
Yeah, I've had some issues with. I ordered some bricks one time, and the person that sold them to me stacked them in a ream, and I was pulling them apart, and they broke off on some of them. So there's just it is what it is. Don't like it, but it is what it is.
Now, I haven't seen this piece before. It's a 1x1 Technic brick that instead of the Technic pinhole, it's a Technic axle hole.
Yeah. I have found that this decade of Lego is the decade of inversion. It's like, hey, look, we have this piece, let's invert it. Hey, look, this piece, we can invert it. Oh, let's do this piece, let's invert it. It's like everything is like, hey, let's just flip it upside down. That's kind of like the MO of Lego in its past 10 years or so. Which is helpful.
Because I think for a long time the Lego designers thought to themselves, well, with all these different spacecraft and boats that have a round wedged front, it'd be cool if we could do the same thing on the undercarriage. And I think that's why they've they've not only come out with an explosion of inverted pieces, but also curved slopes. And I think the speed champion sets has a lot to do with that.
Oh, everything that they're doing with spaceships and Star Wars and all those, the needs to kind of bend things a little bit more naturally is just all feeding into it. It's just a change in direction, which is fine. It makes it almost easier to build things now. Like you can,
Yeah, because the growth of inverted pieces and the growth of curved slopes has made sets just so much more detailed, which means better quality sets. Because when they came out with those couple new curved slopes for the Speed Champions original wave back in 2014, compared, it's been 8. Speed Champions has existed for 8 years now, and they've introduced dozens and dozens of new different curved slopes. So that's why the designs, not only just scaling up the vehicles from 6 studs wide to 8 studs wide, but with all the dozens of curved slopes they've introduced, a Speed Champion set in 2014 compared to a Speed Champion set that's being released right now, there's no contest.
Yeah.
And I look at Lego Masters and all the curved slopes they've introduced with the Speed Champion sets, and all the inverted pieces they've introduced for Star Wars sets. There's no excuse for a blocky build on Lego Masters.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the middle of watching season 4 of Lego Masters Australia, which is on live TV. I think the American version comes out either next month or in 2 months.
Oh wow, we're on season 3 now.
Yeah.
So you guys are a season ahead of us.
And I think the UK is in season 6.
Oh wow. Huh.
And if anyone isn't subscribed, well, for those people who are subscribed to a brother from Another Brick, he did a video leaking the contestants, and I came across some of those people on my recommended Facebook friends because they're friends with Moto, who is the most active. Who is definitely the most active of the American YouTubers I see on Facebook. I always get friend recommendations because they are mutual friends with Moto, and I've been friending as many people that are going to be on season 3 of the American version, because I know that once Fox does their premiere, more and more people are going to want to be friends with them on Facebook.
Yeah, I've spoken with Moto. He's a nice guy.
And on social media. Yeah, I think I was on someone's live stream where Moto was on. He's such a chill builder.
He's a very nice guy. Like, he's very authentic, and
like, he's so cool. He's one of those cool, calm, and collected builders.
Yeah, definitely a cool dude.
I think I built this one. And so, like, he gets into a state of zen and just builds some amazing stuff.
Oh yeah, he's a great builder.
Yeah, I built this one. This is supposed to go on this side.
Yeah, this designer that built this set, man, he's crazy. He's, a lot of
And
detail.
so, yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff on Weeblikable, but I've never honestly I've never been interested in buying a Weeblikable set instructions because I kind of like to do my own thing.
Yeah, well, this is the designer I really like, so I just support everything he does.
Yeah, if there was someone who I was going to buy their instructions, it would definitely have to be Lego Artisan Kim Kim Plata. I don't have room to build his set complex, but some of his smaller builds give me a lot of inspiration. That's why I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel because I believe he first uploaded a video 2 years ago. Then I got in contact with him on Instagram because he does I think he does daily photography on Instagram, and I was like, you have a YouTube channel. Maybe you should be more active on it. And who knows? And I believe that you'll get to 1,000 subscribers before you know it. And I noticed after I said that, he started making weekly. He started making weekly videos, and now I believe he's over 900 subscribers. So I knew that was going to happen because I think Lego Artisan is a lot of people's favorite Weeblikable designers. He's definitely my favorite Weeblikable designer, and so I'm not surprised how fast his YouTube channel has grown.
Yeah. Yeah, Zuzu, those are they're actually supposed to be like kind of like window shades over the windows. It's supposed to be it's like a lobster sushi kind of place, so it kind of has a different kind of like Asian kind of feel to it. But it's just got all sorts of details. It's really crazy.
So I think one day, because I've been so entertained and inspired by Lego Artisan's craft, I might have to show my monetary support and buy one of his instructions. Even if I don't build what is in the instructions, I know there's a lot of build techniques that I would have never had thought of.
Yeah.
And I think over the pandemic, when everyone was stranded at home before people started going back to work, there was an explosion on Weeblikable, and thankfully it hasn't died down.
Yeah.
Because it's become a new resource for people for people to build stuff. You buy a modular or you buy a UCS set, and it's a new way of building alternate builds.
Oh yeah, I learned lots from building other people's stuff and just different ways of doing things like windows and doors. But yeah, there you go, Susie. There's the front door. Yeah, it's just like a wall element like this with the cheese wedges on top of it. There.
And it just really makes me It just really makes me happy that we've sustained 6 viewers for nearly the whole live stream. So I really am appreciative of everyone who chooses to watch me, because I know that I think there's maybe 2 other live streams that I know that are live right now, and so I'm glad that people have chosen to watch me instead of the other YouTubers.
Okay, I try to support as many people as I can.
I try to do the same.
I'm only
because I watch people because I'm friends with them, and I watch other people because I respect their craft. Some people, and some of a very few select of my friends, I actually respect their craft, so I get the best of both worlds. Were you able to take the wall off?
The what?
Were you able to easily remove the wall, or is that
this front area? So like, all right. So let me kind of walk you through it here. 1 second. So like, all right. So here, this front wall will actually be on a hinge. So the whole front will hinge out, but the whole for this obviously is modular, so this comes off to reveal. But this designer also does a lot of pull away parts. So like here, if I grab this part here, this is the kitchen. So like here's the kitchen. You can see into the restaurant there. But like look at the detail in this kitchen here. So that's the kitchen there. Yeah. But it's still fully modular and fully, it's still, got all the elements of a regular module, but it just has more accessibility features than a typical like Lego modular. So yeah.
See that Johnny G is back in the comments?
Huh?
See that Johnny G is back in the comments?
Oh yeah.
He thinks it's a doll. He thinks it's a dollhouse build, and that's what I like about when a breakable designer makes sure that the walls are easily removable and can be put back together for display, because that means that you can play with the minifigs on the inside.
It's funny. It's funny that Johnny says that this one actually came with some figures, and one of them is a Batman figure. Hey, there's the cowl for Batman right there. So, lots of Dermot, my favorite. I am Batman.
I've got to do a lot of videos with the Batman sets and the Disney Pixar Cars 3 sets that I've got, and I've still got some Lego Movie 2 sets I can do videos about. I have all that stuff either in storage or on display in other areas of my house. Yeah. I need to do videos about them, because I can do a whole nostalgia series of all those sets if I wanted to.
Yeah, it's like I either work in black or sometimes very, very dark gray.
And I remember when the Lego Movie came out, and that was when the NBA set started getting popular again, because the minifigure of Shaquille O'Neal was in the movie. He was one of the master builders, and I think a lot of people watched the Lego Movie and thought, "Oh, hang on, the NBA sets exist."
Mm-hmm.
And then they went out and bought the NBA sets, and that's why the Ultimate Arena is $400 on both eBay and Bricklink. And the NBA Ultimate Arena was the set that had the road jerseys for some of the figures. So that was the only way you could get the road jerseys, because the regular minifig packs came with the home jerseys, and the other sets came with generic non-licensed basketball players, and so that set is in demand for 3 reasons. One, it's the best of the NBA sets. 2, it had the road jerseys, and 3, Kobe Bryant was in that set. And so any of the sets with Kobe Bryant is more expensive because of the helicopter accident. Rip.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, because I believe I was watching an NBA game in January of 2020 when that happened, and I was on
Yeah.
and I was speechless.
Yeah, my wife came and told me, like, I don't know what I was doing, and she was like, Kobe Bryant just died. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, and she's like not a sports person, and she was just trying to like, yeah, like, you know, like, it's like, holy cow, you know, it's just kind of dumbfounded.
Yeah, because my parents were coming home from vacation, and I didn't see her on the sports news until they told me, and then when I saw it on the sports news, I was still speechless. And then it wasn't until a week later I cried.
Yeah.
And I think it was so fitting that year the NBA went to the bubble because of the pandemic, and the Lakers won the chip.
Yeah.
Because for those who don't know, I am a Lakers fan, so them winning the championship in the year that Kobe Bryant died was very special to me as a fan, and that isn't built right.
Yeah, I grew up in San Diego, so we followed the Lakers pretty exclusively.
Southern California, because the Clippers were based in San Diego, and the reason they're called the Clippers is because of all of the yachts in the San Diego harbor. They moved to LA for the money, and they are perennially the worst NBA organization achievement wise, because they've only been to one conference finals.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. And when they packed up and left, San Diego lost another team, and when the Chargers packed up and left, San Diego lost another team. San Diego deserves a basketball team and an NFL team.
Yeah, I mean, there's still bigger markets out there, but yeah, I mean, but yeah, I don't disagree.
Just like how I believe that Las Vegas and Seattle deserve a basketball team. Bring back the Supersonics, am I right?
Yeah. Ingrid, you talking about the doors here? These doors? For the front here? You talking about these doors here, Ingrid?
Yeah, I've said pretty much everything I need to say about Star Wars, so maybe if someone else comes onto the panel, we can talk about, or they can talk about Star Wars. I just wish that I just wish that I could find a listing on eBay or a Bricklink that was in my price range for the original UCS X-Wing fighter, because that is my favorite of the UCS sets.
Yeah.
Some people might say the original Star Destroyer or the original TIE fighter. I say the original X-Wing.
Yeah. 1 second, Ingrid. Let me. This is the designer that made this. His name is Oso Jang. He's on Rebreakable. Let me pull the instructions on this door for you, so you can just kind of see a close up of it. Let's see where they are. Door here. There's a lot of detail in this set. So this designer sells his sets to Chinese manufacturers, and they make his sets. But he also sells his designs on Rebreakable. So here's kind of a close up of the door if you want to see it. Here. See it there. So it's got a hinge on the top and on the bottom, and it pushes in towards the building. So it has an arch on the top, and then it uses a wall element like this, which is not the most stable in the world, like this, and then it has the cheese wedges inside the. I'm thinking about making them round so it fills the door frame a little bit better, but it's a nice looking door. So like they push into the building, so like that they push inside.
I think I saw some breakable designers with YouTube channels and other people on YouTube who I'm subscribed to who bought sets from Rebreakable of that were mods of the assembly square, and some of those designers have done some really awesome stuff with the garage door pieces that were used as the window for the bakery. I would have never thought to turn the garage doors on their side and have the tabs hook in to the anti studs of some of the 1x4 bricks that have the anti studs on top.
Yeah, this is his this is Oso Jang's little Starbucks kiosk, and so it's a window built door. It uses a modified 1x2 to like help pull it open on the bottom, and then it's a really cool detail. So the roof comes off. It's got nice details on the roof, but again, his style, like the corner pulls off, but look at the detail inside.
There's just so much.
This is Lego. This is actually Lego. You can, I bought the bricks and made it, but that's his little Starbucks kiosk there. So
these small stickers are a pain to put on.
So yeah. He's got one set that I have that I want to build. It takes like 10,000 pieces, and so I'm in the process of gathering all those parts for that set. It's a pretty massive set. So,
is it a combination of multiple modulars, or is it a complete system?
It's. I can show you the plans if you want to see it.
Yeah, if you wanna pop that up on a share screen or whatever.
Yeah, he just does a lot of stuff. Things that Lego won't do because just the expense, the tiles and everything. So like, hang on a second here.
I ruined the corner of one of those stickers.
Fine.
The stickers for the grey stripe. Almost done with bag 2. Bags 3 and 4 are probably the combined the same size as bag 1. So this set has been a little bit more, or it's been longer to build than what I anticipated. I'll put your share screen up.
That's the building right there.
Oh, that looks very contemporary. I like those colors.
Yeah, but it's like a kind of like a cultural center, like like where there's just different conference rooms and things. It's insane how big it is on the interior. It's hard to show all the detail because all the plans are like separate. Just like this is just like the rooftop. It's in several different instruction booklets, so it's hard to show everything. But that's the overall look of the building. So that's my next little project. So
It's always good to have an ongoing and upcoming project.
Yeah.
And
No,
I see we have Legend Lego in here. Hey, Legend.
Macro, this is a rebrickable model that I'm parting out right now. It's 10,000 pieces. It's a monster. I bought it. I think the plans on rebrickable were only like $12, and so, but you can see that it's on 232s. It's a massive. I think the gray tiles on it on the count was like, I want to say like 700 gray tiles. So that's the big one that I'll get to eventually. So
Legend Lego 29. I forget. Are you a Star Wars builder? Because if you are, and if you have the time, I'd love to get you on the panel. If you've got the time as well, and talk about Star Wars.
Hey man, I'll be back in a minute. I got my wife with someone.
Okay, yeah, I heard some noise in the background. So for those who are, to whom it may concern, I'm building the Lego Star Wars Boba Fett Starship set 75312. And where's Boba? There's Boba. Because I got to 300 subscribers before May the 4th be with you, so I promised I would build a Star Wars set for the occasion. And I was on a Ben's Brick Design live stream with, I think it was Texas 132 as well. And I was asking what are some good $50 sets that Ben recommended, and he pointed my eyes in the direction of the ATST, the Boba Fett Starship, and the juniorized X-Wing. I said I had a budget of $50, and those were the best that he could identify. And so I then made sure to bookmark those 3 set numbers on my browser, and I was keeping track of whenever those sets went on sale. And so eventually I found the Boba Fett Starship on sale on Amazon for 20% off. I would have bought it at another store like Target or Toys R Us, but they had sold out. So I had to go via Amazon. I had to give my money to someone who I wouldn't have wanted to spend money with. And so but even though I didn't want to buy it from Amazon, I did do the Amazon Prime free trial, so I got free shipping and 1-day delivery. So that's why this is in my hands right now. Legend Lego says, yes, I would love to, but sadly I just got up and have to go to work in a few hours. Okay. I have built this set back in August, and I can say it's a solid build. Plus, you get pretty detailed Boba Fett. Well, we're only going to be going live for another 54 minutes, Legend. So, if you can spare 54 minutes, you're more than welcome to come on to the panel. I'll send out another public invitation because we still haven't had any strangers that have popped up. I used to do this all the time, but then we got the spammer. But then we had the spammer and bot crisis. But thankfully, that crisis has gone away, and we did have some people that were making sexually explicit comments months ago because I think they doxed me. So I blocked them, and that put fear in me wanting to send out public invitations. But that hasn't happened in over a month now, so that's why I'm comfortable sending out public invitations again. Because I always have my peeps that I'll send it out to via social media. But nowadays on my live streams, I wait a while and see who pops up before I decide whether to send out invitations to the public, because I like talking to people. Now let's move on to bag 3. And what did I do with my Mayo Hosko Seafig? I misplaced him. God, what did I do with my Mayo Hosko Seafig? I must have cleared it out and put it with one of my other minifigs. Because I've still got my bag of Seafig pieces laying around here. They really shouldn't be here. They should be over here instead. Out of my way.
Okay, I'm back. The dog needed her medicine, so she gets.
Yeah, I do have a plan to put it on display when I get around to building my my vintage space diorama. I actually want to have a separate section to put this Slave 1 ship all on its own area, away from the rest of the action, to have a clash of space cultures. I think that'd be a nice inclusion. I said that earlier on in the live stream. Space adventure. It's an adventure in space. If anyone watches Phineas and Ferb, you know what episode that's a reference to.
Yeah, my kids watch that all the time.
Yeah, I used to watch that more than SpongeBob when it was out, because when Phineas and Ferb came out, that was a time when SpongeBob was going downhill.
I was never a SpongeBob person. I liked Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, I remember in my tween years, I would stay up. I would when I started regularly, or well, when I couldn't get to sleep. When I couldn't get to sleep, I would watch Nicktoons to get me to sleep on a Friday. No, sorry, not a Friday. A Saturday night. And so I remember stuff like Ren and Stimpy and R, Real Monsters, and Cat Dog, Angry Beaver, Rocko's Modern Life. Never really watched the Rugrat at those times, because I always thought one of those girls were really annoying with the high pitched voice.
Yeah.
If anyone's watched the Rugrats before, you know the character I'm talking about. I always found her so annoying, so I never got into the Rugrats.
You want to stay in my good flavor. Yeah, my wife liked the Rugrats a lot. I was never really into them, but my wife liked them a lot.
Because I remember when I was in primary/elementary school, my Ziploc bags used to have Rugrats on them, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I have a lot of the theme songs for the Nicktoons. Oh, also Invader Zim as well. Invader Zim was a good one, but I was more so interested in the shows that had just really weird names. Like, what kind of name is Real Monsters? What kind of a name is that? That was when Nickelodeon was all about cartoons, but when they fully committed to sitcoms in 2004, when they came out with Drake and Josh, and I believe in 1999 they came out with the Amanda Show. Those were awesome back in the day, and Drake and Josh still has a cult following, and I'm one of those people. I wonder if it's on Paramount Plus.
I don't know. I can check. What is it called? I have Paramount Plus.
Yeah, because all of the old shows from Nickelodeon in the late 90s and the 2000s, I wonder if they're all on Paramount Plus, because Nickelodeon is owned by Viacom, and Viacom have a partnership with CBS.
Yeah. Well,
And CBS owns Paramount Studios, and they own the Australian free-to-air network channel 10,
What's
who
the
used
show?
to be or pretty much, or not just a show, but any of the 2000s Nickelodeon sitcoms.
Well, give me a name of a show so I can.
So Amanda Show, Keenan and Kel, Drake and Josh. I think they're and some of the old Nick movies like Good
Yeah.
Burger might be on
Yeah.
Paramount Plus.
The Amanda Show is on here. Let me see if I can just go by network here. 1 second. Yeah, the Amanda Show is definitely there. Let's see here.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing all of the CBS sitcoms by Chuck Lorre would probably all be on there as well.
Yeah, let me see here.
Like Big Bang Theory and Two and a Half Men and all those other old CBS sitcoms. Back when sitcoms actually used to be good, but that was after the era of all the NBC sitcoms. NBC probably has the best sitcoms ever.
Let's see. There's the Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, that was another staple of Nickelodeon, and Tara Strong was one of the voices and on the Fairly Odd Parents, and Tara Strong did a lot of background and reoccurring characters in the Fox adult cartoons on the Fox network. Tara Strong did a lot of voice acting in that era.
Yeah. There's all.
And I think Tara Strong was in one of. Wasn't she in the Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman playing the Batgirl? I want to say any of the Batman fans can correct me about that if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's a whole bunch of shows here. Tons of things.
Because if all those old Nickelodeon shows are on Paramount Plus, that's convincing me to want to pay for Paramount Plus. Because at least for now, I get free Disney Plus through my friend's account.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell the Walt Disney Corporation that.
Yeah.
Because Netflix apparently wanted to crack down on shared accounts. So you know that all the other streaming companies would want to follow suit.
Yeah.
So I hope that they never take me alive. So that's how I've been able to watch. Well, that's how I've been able to watch the reruns of some of the Fox Network shows I used to watch all the time, and that I don't have to record them on my cable TV anymore. We don't pay for the family and kids package on our cable TV anymore, so I don't get to watch Nickelodeon anymore, and I've outgrown that. And I think nowadays 90% of all Nickelodeon's time slots are SpongeBob reruns, which tells you all you need to know about how low Nickelodeon has sunk.
Yeah.
And you can't get a Disney Channel on cable TV anymore because that's what Disney Plus is for. And I heard that that CNN Plus finally went away. That was a bad idea from the start. It's not like CNN's ratings are already dropping every year.
No, CNN is the problem with CNN Plus was that they had no live news. It was all just show stuff. And like as interesting as some of those shows are, without the support of the actual news, it's just it didn't have anything to sit on, you know what I mean? Even if it played the news in like rerun, you know, like delayed time delay for like, you know, like because like the only way you can get CNN is if you have cable, you know, or streaming actual streaming TV service, you know. So that's what killed it, really.
Yeah, and I know that talking about politicized TV networks turns away some people, but there's a reason why Fox Business as a paid streaming service for Fox News rated better than CNN Plus, because they actually had live shows. They actually had breaking news of business concerns on Fox Business.
That's the problem. It's like the CNN Plus. It was literally everything was just pre-recorded stuff, and like it's like whatever.
Yeah, and the problem with ESPN Plus is that they don't have enough live events that are exclusive to ESPN Plus. They have a lot of pre-recorded shows. I think the best one is probably Peyton's Places, just because Peyton Manning is a universally loved ex-NFL quarterback, and he has such a good amount of charisma. I think ESPN saw that hang on, we need to have more exclusive live events on ESPN Plus, and that's why they renegotiated with people like Dana White and the UFC to have all of their ESPN and UFC per-view fights on ESPN Plus, and I think that's the only reason why ESPN Plus still exists and hasn't suffered the same fate as CNN Plus, because the people that want to watch a boxing and mixed martial arts.
No, it's more than that though, because it's also the smaller conference college stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's on there that you don't get coverage of. So there is some advantage to, like, ESPN Plus has a niche of content for certain people. You know, there's definitely some value in it for if that's what if you are in, like, lower division college sports or things like that, you're gonna see more coverage of that kind of
So
stuff.
that must have been one of the changes that they made, because that's actually the first time I'm hearing about that. So that sounds like that actually sounds like a smart decision by ESPN, considering all the dumb decisions they've made in the last 6 years. That's actually a smart one, because where else are you gonna find some of the more where else are you gonna find the non Power 5 conferences? Because I think CBS has exclusive rights to the Big Ten. The SEC have their own. I think the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, and the Pac-12 have their own specific networks. But stuff like the Atlantic American Conference and the Mountain West Conference,
Yeah,
the Sun Belt Conference, they don't have their own networks, and they aren't associated with a free to air provider. So that's a whole untapped market that ESPN Plus or FS or whatever the streaming service that Fox Sports USA can tap into.
yep. That's kind of the whole point of that's what I was trying to say about ESPN is that's what they did was they're doing the small market stuff on there that you just don't get to see anywhere else. So there's some intrinsic value to seeing or to ESPN Plus with that in that regard. So
Because pretty much the only other way you can hear, or you can know the results of those smaller college teams is by listening to their respective colleges' sports radio stations. Yeah, so that's actually a smart decision for once, because a lot of people have cut their cords with cable television, which means
yeah. If I didn't have
Yeah.
to pay for like Fubo for my Cubs games, I would not be doing any streaming like cable kinds of programming. I wish all the networks would just pull the plug and just let me pay for whatever content I want.
I can never remember. Is it if you're out of market, the games are on free to air, or is it if you're in the market, the games are on free to air?
If you're
For
the way it works
leagues.
the way it works is there's no blackouts as long as the game is sold out in the local market, like in the direct local market. But if you're outside a certain distance, then it's always free. It's always on over there.
Okay, so
for major,
if you're inside the market, the games will be blacked out on free-to-air TV to encourage you to go to the stadium or the arena.
Yeah, that's usually how it pans out. But like
Because
most NFL games,
sorry, I keep on uncutting you off. I apologize about that.
No, it's fine. I'm saying, but in this day and age, I haven't seen much blackout of any kind. Like I don't think they're doing much of the blackouts anymore. But that was the general rule. If the game didn't sell out, then the local general area didn't get to see it on TV.
I think that all changed 10 years ago or so in the bigger markets, and it is only just starting to happen in the smaller markets because they realized that, oh, hang on, by blacking people out, we're losing money.
Yeah, I think cable, and it's a dead animal. It's just it's just like it's not gonna last. I wish they would just I mean they're just hanging on by just exclusivity basically is the only thing that's keeping them afloat. Not because they're a good service or
We still pay for cable because a lot of stuff on our cable networks you can't get on you can't get on free-to-air TV, and the streaming services don't have them on their platforms yet.
Yeah. I just want to show you that pays for news and sports only. I don't care about any of the other content because I can get the other content elsewhere. Just give me news and sports only. I want a streaming service that only does sports and news. That's it.
Yeah, we pretty much with our cable TV, we really only pay for in addition to the standard package. I think we only pay for sports because we used to pay for five different. We pay for sports and music. We used to pay for 5 different packages, but then they consolidated some of their channels into other packages, and Disney pulled all of their channels from all cable TV when Disney Plus came out, and we just weren't getting as much value with some of those other packages. So we cut the cord down to 2 add-ons, and I think we're saving $50 a month because of it.
Take care, Ingrid.
Have a good night's sleep. I hope the children aren't being too noisy. That's why I hope Ingrid can get a peaceful night's sleep.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I had triplets. I know what having kids is like.
Yeah, because I hear people on social media complaining about their children all the time, and then I always see people in the comments saying, "Well, you chose to have children. You bear the responsibility of children.
Yeah.
You and the only people that complain about the price of oil are those who have a vehicle."
Yeah.
I always hear people saying, well, the price of oil impacts everything you buy because the truck drivers have to pay for that oil. They get credited for the fuel they buy from their trucking companies. And the trucking companies aren't going to eat that cost, so they're going to raise their shipping rates X, Y, and Z. Because I believe it's about 50%, a little over 50% of all freight that is transported by on the road in both Australia and North America. I think in the US, I think it's 38% of all freight that's transported by rail. And I think in this country, it's like 25% or something of all freight that's transported by rail. What if in both of our countries, over 50% was transported by rail? That would decrease shipping costs drastically, and therefore the shipping and logistics companies wouldn't feel the pinch as much by the high oil prices.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Shipping on rail still isn't convenient enough for a lot of places, and it's just the convenience of trucking is still too easy, even though it's more costly.
Yeah, because like, of course you can't run a freight railway line everywhere. But what always makes me laugh is when you have interstates in the US and national highways in Australia that are running side by side a railway line.
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely convenient. It's definitely
And yeah, but there are so many towns in both Australia and the US that were built that were built on the railway line, and then they got bypassed by the interstates and bypassed by the national highways.
well.
Those towns don't need to be served by tractor trailers. They can be served by railways if those towns had better investment in freight railway stations.
Yeah, I mean a lot of towns are built on rivers or on railway. I mean that's a common place for commerce. It's like it's coming up by boat or it's coming up on rail, one or the other.
Yeah, and there's a reason why in both Australia and the US passenger trains get shunted for freight trains, while in Europe and East Asia freight trains get shunted for passenger trains on routes that only have one line, not two. It's because freight transport is more important in our countries.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are too big. We are too big not to transport passengers by plane. We're too big.
Yeah, Australia is a very big island.
Yeah, because Australia is one of the only countries in the world that is both a country, a continent, and an island.
It's still not Canada though.
No, because it is some of those freight railways to transport the potash and the tar sand oil through the Rocky Mountains in between Vancouver and Ottawa. That is some spectacular scenery but very difficult terrain that the trains have to traverse through. But they're able to do it because they invested in proper railway lines to get through those harsh mountains.
Yeah.
The problem is in this country, to get over the Great Dividing Range, they go over it instead of through it. In the Canadian Rockies, they invested big money in tunnels.
Yeah. The US has quite a few tunnels too.
Yeah, because of all of the interstates that have to go through the Appalachian and the American Rocky Mountains, the amount of interstates that go through tunnels to get through those mountains, that's a big investment. Not so much in Australia because we're cheap. We're cheapskates with our road and rail infrastructure. Because we could have built more railway lines, and we could have built straighter roads that would have cut down on travel time and therefore cut down on fuel consumption.
Yeah, but a lot of the roads are based on how easy it was to lay the road down. You know what I mean? That's just kind of like the gist. Like it was easy. It's easier to go out of your way, 20, 30 miles if the road was easier to build. It was just kind of like just the
and, a lot of areas it's too late now.
Here's that front that I was telling you about. See this right here? So that will hinge the front part of the.
That reminds me of the Ghostbusters HQ set.
Oh,
where the walls were hinged.
It's not a bad concept.
But the problem with that set was at the back. There was, because they focused on the interior detail at the back. They had those ugly like pen elements showing at the back.
This building looks nice from all sides. This building looks good. No matter which way you slice it.
And so speaking of tunnels, so that roads and railways don't have to go over hills, I'm going to have to build 2 tunnels in my city.
Mm.
What do I think of the build so far? It's unlike anything I've ever built before because it's more advanced than any of the Star Wars sets that came out 14 years ago, and I can definitely see the upgrade and build techniques with how much more technique they're using on the interior of this Star Wars ship compared to the Star Wars ships I built back in the day. There's a lot more technique pieces, and it makes the build more sturdy. Not sure if anyone else has noticed that same difference when they've built. If they're a generational Star Wars builder.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed the Star Wars builds overall. They've been fun. I just don't collect them.
I always get a good laugh out of every time someone reviews a Star Wars set, and they always talk about either the landing gear is flimsy or the cockpit canopy isn't the right shape. I always get a kick out of people complaining about that.
Yeah.
Because Lego can do so much better with their cockpits. Like the amount of times they've used this over and over and over again. Like surely there are more accurate molds of cockpit they can make to make the cockpits look more prototypically accurate.
For the scaling of the Razor Crest that they did a little while ago, I thought it was a nice build for how small of a model it was. It was, it was a good build.
I remember when the Razor Crest came out, and people were in awe of how well the cockpit was built.
Yeah.
The cockpit wasn't too big and it wasn't too small.
Yeah. It's a good set. I enjoyed it.
We got some stud shooters that are the unmodified 1x2 plate. I haven't gotten those in a while. And I'm just in awe of all the curved slopes that are coloured in sand green. If I ever see this set on sale again, I might have to buy it and part it out just for the sand green pieces. The same thing with the police station. Buy a duplicate copy and then part it out because of the sand green. Because I do need to get more sand green pieces so I can build a rusted copper coloured Thunderbox for the Tasman Week's hashtag Thunderbox challenge. Okay, so now that goes on there. Gonna rotate this around and get that hook into this. I guess it'd go. Where it go?
I definitely think Lego's leaning more towards the collector market versus the building market. I don't think Lego really cares too much about building per se anymore. There's too much out there.
I built this one. I have to backtrack a few steps. Wow. Because I gotta put this on here. No, I gotta put. No, I don't. Gotta take this off as well. God damn it! Ripping apart a lot of the build.
I've had that happen before. You get everything almost done, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh crap! I forgot the key."
But I know I can put this back together.
Yeah.
Because I was meant to build it. I meant to build it already connect to these Technic pieces.
One of my buddies was putting together one, like, I think it was a Lamborghini or something like that, and like he was missing like a Technic bar or something like that, and he had to like tear the whole thing apart to get into it. It was like he used like the wrong pin or something. It was like those Technic sets are not easy to take apart, man. They're like.
This goes back simple enough. Not too much damage. And I'll tell you what, the stickers really make this come alive.
That's another thing about Lego that's starting to tick me off in their prices. Like with all these extra prices, man, they need to like start printing more. Like,
Oh, I see.
yeah, one of these days I'll dig out my old Star Wars sets for your Mayo. So you can Yeah, pick up the Razor Crest when you can. It's a good set.
Okay, yeah, it was this.
So, are you going to buy the UCS land speeder, man?
Yes, I'm gonna buy it when it gets to double VIT, just so that I can make the jokes about it, about how yes, Star Wars has been re-releasing this same old thing for over a decade, every 2 years or whatever. Now they finally made a UCS set version of it. Ha ha ha! I want to get in on those. I want to get in on those jokes.
Yeah. I do have a land speeder set. It's an older one with dewback. It's like a little kind of like Mos Eisley set, and it has like a land speeder.
Oh, are you talking about the Mos Eisley's Cantina from 2014?
Yeah, I have that one. It was a gift. I also have like a Technic Django Fett that I never opened that I don't really want. Somebody gave me.
Is that the buildable? Is that the buildable figure from the early 2000s, or the
it's early 2000s.
or the construction figure from the early 2010s?
It's like the big giant Technic figure.
So did it have the Technic name on the box, or did it have the Star Wars name on the box?
I don't remember. I can go look if you want.
Because if it had the Technic name on the box, then it was from the early 2000s. If it had the Star Wars name on the box, then it was from the early 2000s.
Well, it's pretty old. It's pretty old. Definitely old. Here, give me 1 second.
Where does this go? Okay, that goes here. Oh, get some sand green 1x2 cheese slopes. That's nice. Hope this doesn't take more than. I think this is going to take me more than 3 hours. That's crazy. I didn't know it was going to take me this long. I really didn't. Maybe it's just that I'm a slow builder, or maybe I got distracted. And I know that since when the quiet hours now, some people are going to pack up and go to bed.
I'll have to dig up the Django one, but here's the. This one's still sealed. It's the.
That's an older. I think that's a 2004 Mos Eisley's Cantina.
It's from 2004.
Yeah, because I remember Jane Briggs did a review of the 2014 version, but I've never seen someone who has. I've never seen someone on YouTube who has possession of the 2004 version.
Well, now you have. Now you know somebody officially who has it.
So that was fun. That was fun to see because it isn't that a dewback.
Yeah.
Isn't that the sand green version?
Yeah, the light green.
Well, nowadays because Jabba the Hutt was also sand green back then, but then they changed the Then they changed the dewback and Jabba the Hutt to be their proper olive green color. Because I don't think they had olive green back then.
No, they didn't. There were a lot more limited colors back in the early 2000s.
I want to say olive green came out in the late. I want to say olive green came out in the late 2000s. But that set and the original. No, sorry. That set was in 2004, and the original Jabba the Hutt came out in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Because the way I defined early, mid, and late is 0 to 3 is early, 4 to 6 is mid, and 7 to 9 is late.
I'm just old, Mayo. I'm just old.
You know, I'm 20. I'm 21 years old. I'm getting older every second at a time.
Yeah. That set came out when you were still wearing diapers.
Yeah, because, you know, back in my day, there was no iPhone.
Yeah.
Back in my day, there was no CD players in a car. Back in my day, there was no portable DVD player.
Yeah. I had a cassette in my car. I have a truck that has a cassette player in it still.
We still have our VCR for the home movies we have. We need to convert them. We need to convert them to a digital or DVD.
Yeah.
Because there are still people who collect DVDs. Because so many people think that DVDs are dead, but they're still available. They're still making a Blu-ray copy of a DVD.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too surprised if they realize that it's too hard to render movies digitally, and they decide that they can make a 4K DVD, but they can't make a 4K movie on Netflix, because eventually Hollywood will be filming in 4K, and then they'll be filming in 8K if they're not already.
Yeah, they're filming in 8K now.
Yeah, but only the high budget ones are.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of the low budget ones are still only filming in HD because it's all they can afford.
Yeah.
But like the iPhone 13, you can film in 4K now, which is awesome. And it films at 60 frames a second. And so many people say, "Oh, I have a 4K camera, but I don't film it because it takes too long to render." What? If you have a 4K camera and you're not going to render in 4K? Like, it takes me maybe, because I used to upload a 10-minute YouTube video in HD in about 10 minutes with my download speed of about 15 megabits per second. Rendering in 4K, the uploads take about 3 times as long, but I can just go away and watch someone else's YouTube video while I pass the time, and it's not that big of an issue. And therefore, if any of you guys have a device where you can watch things in 4K, then you can watch my videos in 4K. That was the number one reason why I wanted to get the iPhone 13, because I wanted to film in 4K, and it's awesome. I hope for the Android users that the latest Samsung phone films in 4K.
The Pixel does.
The Google Pixel phone does.
Mm-hmm. The 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because Google can invest in their technology a lot more than Samsung can. Because Google and Apple are, I think, 30% bigger than Samsung. Because Samsung's never hit $1 trillion in market cap, but Apple and the Alphabet company have. I love it in the instructions where they have the eye, or well, where they have the sign not to aim the stud in people's eyes, and they wouldn't have all those warning labels if if children, if parents of children back in the day didn't sue toy companies about that stuff. That wouldn't be happening. Because you might remember this, Eric. In North America, do you remember in the mid 90s where they got rid of the firing cannons?
Yeah.
Because in the late 80s and the early 90s they had the firing cannons, but I believe in 1993 they put an end to the firing cannons, and then they didn't bring them back until the late 2000s. I see a new name. Hello, Kevin Creamer. Hey, Kevin. Says back in my day, we had 16-bit and 32-bit. Don't know if that's even near the equivalency of 420p, maybe 720p at best. Yeah, I don't know how to convert the bits to. I don't know how to convert the bits to pixels. But I'm guessing if you're saying bits, that means that's a technology from the 80s, from the 80s to the mid 90s, because the late 90s was a technological boom with the .com bubble and whatnot, and also because dial-up internet was first made available for residential addresses in 1997, while universities and municipal buildings were using dial-up internet as early as, I believe, the late 70s. Took a long time for internet to be rolled out residentially.
No, internet wasn't residential. Like, they had it between universities until like the late 80s, and then in the early 90s is when it started becoming available for residential.
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't. No, because I read that a dial-up internet didn't come out until for residential addresses until 1997.
No, that's not true. I had it when I was in high school in the early 90s.
Well, that was in. Well, so was that in the school?
No, that was at home. I mean, I don't. I maybe we were different because my dad was a computer scientist for the government. Maybe that's why we had it.
Yeah. Because I guess those who worked in jobs that had access to that technology would have run at home, because why would you not? And then the World Wide Web came out in 1991, so that governments, businesses, and universities across the world could share theses with each other and whatnot. And then you had AOL and Yahoo that came out in at the same time as the World Wide Web.
Yeah, it was Earthlink and
all that good stuff.
AOL and all those.
And now everyone uses Outlook, Hotmail, or Gmail. No one uses Yahoo anymore. Let's be honest. Okay. Yeah, there's that text flow. Where was I? Okay, no, I've got to do this blind for those clips. Yeah, so this was taking me way longer than what I thought it was going to take.
Okay.
Maybe it's because I need more practice building Star Wars set.
Well, there's little intricacies to Star Wars sets and those technical sets.
Maybe I underestimated how complicated Star Wars sets have gotten compared to what they used to be. Because it has been 14. Like I said, it has been 14 years. Because I'm sure that someone who built Star Wars sets every month could build this in their sleep.
I know those UCS sets are pretty intense.
Yeah, because I don't own any of the UCS sets, but I want the Luke's land speeder so badly. Because I want to say, because like I said, I want to do those jokes. Ha! They finally did it, even though it's been rumored for a year now. We knew 2 years ago. Haha! You should do this, Lego. Do better, haha. And they finally did it. They gave people what they want. A UCS Luke's land speeder. After 3 years of begging, we didn't need any campaigning from M&R Productions this time. They just listened to us. The marketing team did their job and they listened to us. We got what we wanted. Because I always complain about the marketing department, how they don't listen to us. But they listened to the fans when they knew that they fucked up with the voting for the 90th anniversary set, because they split off the castle, the pirates, and space themes in their individual themes instead of one overlapping theme, and that's why Bionicle won the popular vote. But then they realized, oh no, we ain't doing a Bionicle, so they did a revote between the three themes. I believe they did combine all of the votes for the castle themes and the pirates themes and the space themes together, and I believe they pitted a town against castle and space, and so castle won that popular vote, and that's why they're coming out with the 90th anniversary set. That'll be for castle, and I'll be buying that. I didn't buy any of the Bricklink designer air castles because I thought that was just a little bit too. Well, I wasn't in a rush to go out and get those castles, and I never really liked those designs of them, and I didn't have a need to go out and get the Creator 3-in-1 set either, because I have my own castle mock that is a combination of the raised base plate from the King Leo's castle that came out in 2000, and 2 copies of the King's castles that came out in the 2013 castle thing. Because I bought those sets knowing that eventually I was going to do a medieval diorama, and that fell through, but now I'm going to try and do it once I get my table cleaned off, and that's why I've done those live streams that I built castle mocks, and there's a lot of exciting stuff to happen with that, and now I know what space I'm working with, and that motivates me to get the 90th anniversary couple set. If anyone else is interested, let me know in the comments if you're also hyped up.
I don't know if I might get it or not. I don't know. There's so many. My kids are starting to get into the Minecraft Legos, so that's going to cut into the budget a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to buy the Minecraft sets because of the price. But man, they have some inspiring builds that I'll be using to create my own Minecraft tabletop board game. Because instead of buying Minecraft sets, I'm going to try and piece together my own Minecraft box by buying stuff like the classic set boxes and other stuff to get basic bricks.
Yeah, I figure I'll get the kids those sets, and then like if they ever decide they don't want them, I'm gonna have a boatload of good parts for whatever.
Because like as a casual Minecraft fan, I don't need to have the actual characters. I don't need to have the actual weapons. I don't need to have the mobs or the mods, and I don't need to have the banners or any Minecraft stuff related to the characters. I don't need that. I just enjoy the nature of Minecraft. I enjoy building buildings and terraforming. I just love that side of Minecraft, and I prefer to watch people's reviews and read instructions to understand the techniques than to actually build it myself, because I know that the techniques are simple enough that I can piece stuff together, not have to pay for the expensive, more desirable pieces for the characters that come in the sets, because those animal molds, for example, they put in the sets, they add a lot to the cost, just like how the dinosaurs in the Jurassic World sets, they add to the cost, because there's specialized pieces for one use and one use only.
Yeah.
And it's because of those animals, Minecraft sets and Jurassic World sets are highly collectible, which means that Lego knows they can charge more for those sets.
Yeah, my kids play Minecraft like constantly, so it just enhances their experience.
I've thought about doing some YouTube live streams about trying to make a Minecraft world, because I've got a Java account. I just don't know if I can. I just need my friend Captain Matt to help me to log into it again, and he actually got me a webcam for my birthday, so I'll have to fiddle around with my webcam to see if I can do some videos with my webcam, and that'll upgrade the quality. Because hopefully, what I can then do is I can embed a video. I can embed a video of me talking into the camera and have it overlaying a video of me sharing my screen. But I'd have to figure out the technology to do that. I think there's stuff you can do on OBS with that, and Captain Matt said that he can help me learn how to do those overlays in OBS.
Yeah.
And also a webcam is just more, it's better quality than the webcam on my computer. So when I'm doing a build, if I had my webcam connected to my laptop, I think that can film in 1080p, while my laptop's webcam can only film in 720p. I've had this scene relaying in my head all day about in the start about this the Simpsons episode where they're at the Star Wars where they're at the Star Wars convention and Mark Hamill is trying to sell the kids insurance, and then one of the geeks says, just talk about Star Wars, because you don't want to hear Mark Hamill dressed up in Luke Skywalker trying to sell you in insurance, do you? Talk about Star Wars. This isn't built right. Oh, I see. I built this all wrong. Had to use this brick separator more than what I'd want to.
It happens.
If I built this set in if I did a brick race building this set against Will Harper or Brick Scene or Brick Hive or any of those big Star Wars fans, and me, Jane Bricks, and M&R Productions are out of the same league. But if I was to do a brick race with one of those guys, I would get crushed. Amazed that we've still got half a dozen people watching. I would have thought there'd be more people that would have gone to bed right now.
You're just amazing, Mayo. Just basically.
Because that's what they normally do in the quiet hours. They go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, fit in there. There we go.
Yeah. I'm sure George regrets some of the selling, but I know he made an awful lot of money. But in this day and age, what he sold it for is peanuts. It seems like they're paying ridiculous amounts of money for certain things these days. Star Wars now, if you were to sell it, would probably cost like $50 billion or more.
Oh, I must have built something wrong because I've got two. I've got um. I've got two 1x2 sand green plates that probably should not be here. Oh well. It's probably on the interior somewhere. I'm not going to worry about it. Last bag. There's some string in here, so I'm not sure. Or actually, it might be a rubber band. There's another. I think it's another Mandalorian minifig. Actually, no, this might be a cape. Yeah, it's a cape for the other Mandalorian. So another figure to add to the Star Wars tower.
I love the colors though in that set. It's nice.
I remember with the original Slave 1, it was brown, not dark red. And the brown doesn't look as good as the dark red. And I remember back in those days, the Boba Fett Mandalorian helmet was a lot more boxy. It was a lot more boxy. And you don't have to put the little antenna on for the other Mandalorian, but I'm going to, because I think they look better with the antenna on top, even if it's not Boba Fett. And for this guy, I am going to put the little visor on. Oh, looks like you. Oh no, looks like you can do one or the other. So there's the other Mandalorian. Add that to the Star Wars tower. Now put the last sticker on, sticker number 8. I believe there's 9 stickers in total. Let's make sure this goes on the right way. Because it looks like a carbonite of one of the Wookiees. There. Carbonite. Not sure where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, but here, Mayo, unlike the, like I said, the firehouse. See how this building looks. This building looks pretty good from all sides.
Yeah, because because the interior detail didn't compromise the exterior. Mm.
Take care, Kevin.
It's Kevin. Yeah. Yeah. Have a good night, Kevin, and have a good night, Zissou. So just to reiterate so that no one gets confused, I'm doing this live stream instead of a live stream on Saturday. I'm going to be taking a break from my Saturday live streams. So instead there's going to be another short video that gets uploaded instead. I can't remember if there's a video that's going to get uploaded tomorrow, but there should be. I think there's a short that's coming out tomorrow, and then there'll be another short on Saturday. I see another name. Oh, hey, Buick Hive says just woke up. I hope everything is doing good. Well, if you want to come in, if you want to come in to the live stream for the last half hour or so, love to talk about Star Wars while I finish building this awesome set. It's the Boba Fett Starship. We're on bag 4 right now. And there's been no strangers, no bots, no spammers. It's 12:30 It's nearly 12:30 a.m. on the east coast of North America, Johnny. Yeah, that's acceptable. Got to get some tea. I don't drink tea or coffee. No, I'm going live today instead because I have to work. I have to work tomorrow. I was going to be doing this tomorrow, which would have been Revenge of the Fifth, but I had to go live today instead. Now this is a different build compared to the other one. Just weird. Don't know why they do two different builds. I would have thought it'd be a duplicate build. It's just a slight tweak in the build. Interesting. Hmm. Um, Oh, hello, Irish Andrew. Long time no see. Says yo, hey Mayo, hope I didn't miss the whole stream. I had to work tonight. Oh, we're on bag 4 of the Boba Fett Starship right now, and hopefully we'll get this thing done in the next half hour. This is taking twice as long as what I hoped it would be. Yes, that's because I'm out of practice with building Star Wars sets. Since this is the first time I've built a Star Wars set in 14 years. So, if you want to see me get the Luke's land speeder when it comes out when it's available for double VIP points, help me get to 400 subscribers, because there's a lot of Lego sets that I will need to buy on when it's a double VIP, and the UCS Luke's land speeder is one of them. And I built this wrong. I've had to use this brick separator way too many times. I think I need to get in here with my Stanley knife. No, I was going to be doing this live stream 24 hours later, but I have to go to work. I have to go to work tomorrow. Because I was going to film this on Revenge of the Fifth in Australia, but I'm going to have to do it right now instead. So it's May the 4th Eve in North America right now. Double VIP points is essentially 10% of your purchase. Regular VIP points is 5% of your purchase in dollar value. I'd only buy something for double VIP points if it's exclusive to the Lego store. If it's not exclusive, I'm buying it at retail because it's cheaper. Yeah, and so I'll be building. So hopefully, I'll be building the UCS Luke's Land Speeder when we get to 400 subscribers. There's 50. We have 55 subscribers to go to get to 300. Oh, that's weird.
Hey man, I'm gonna head to bed.
Yeah, it's been fun talking with you, Eric.
Yeah, no problem, man. So we're getting there. Here's that front wall that's starting to take shape now. Hope everybody has a good night.
Have a good night.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Oh, I'm gonna put the music back on now. Let's put the music back on. Hey, Regular Bricks. Regular Bricks, are you a Star Wars fan? Because if you are, I'd love to talk Star Wars with you on the panel. There's an invitation right there. So I think what we're doing is we're doing the wings now of the Boba Fett Starship set 75312. Here's a wedge I need. There's been a lot of technic building in this set, which is not my forte, as some people might know, if you're a regular subscriber. No, sorry, if you're a regular viewer, that is, sorry. Because if you've watched my live streams in the last month, you know that I was using Technic pieces in my space mock so I could get rid of them from my inventory, because they were just taking up a lot of space that could be used for storing better pieces that I actually that I use for building proper mocks. That wasn't just junk. But with a space mock, Technic pieces that would look like junk in other places actually look like a proper futuristic detail. It's good that the music isn't stuttering like it was earlier. That was just an awful glitch. It was good talking Star Wars with Eric. Now I'll have a nice, peaceful 21 minutes to go, unless someone wants to jump on to the panel for just a really quick time. So guessing this goes in here. Here we go. This fell off. Now I've got to do the reverse build of this. And where are we? Because what I got to do later today for homework is I've got to go to the Bureau of Meteorology and I've got to compile some statistics that I can then put into a geo database, and then I'll have the material I'll need to create a map. Shouldn't be too difficult. I've got 2 days. I've got 2 days to do it. Got the rest of the day after this live stream. And I've got after work tomorrow before I go to bed. So let me just check something on Forge of Empires. Because I hope this hasn't run off course. I'll still be able to do something that I want to do. Otherwise, I might have to cut this stream short. Oh, damn it, they've already started. I'm going to just have to take an intermission here to do these fights. Crap. You know what? Um, I'm totally distracted now. And I don't want to waste any more time, so I think I'm going to finish building the rest of this set in my own time. So I just wanted to thank everyone who came out today. I'm not going to be going back in the chat and listing people by names. But happy May the 4th be with you, everyone. Live long and prosper. Oh no, wait, that's Star Trek, not Star Wars. So, not even going to do any credits this time. I think I'm just going to abruptly end the live stream. So I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. Don't forget to leave a like on the live stream if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to follow me on social media using all of the links in the description if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to subscribe to my friends whose channel links are in the description if you haven't done so already. If you want to monetarily support the Mayo Hosko channel, please pledge to me on Patreon. The link is in the description. If you want to follow me on Pinterest and if you want to join my Discord server, the link is in the description. There's a whole bunch of links in the description that you can go to. And if you want to see me build the Luke's Land Speeder UCS set whenever I can find it at double VIP points, we've got to get to 500 subscribers. No, we've got to get to 400 subscribers, and then I'll build it. Don't forget to help me get the don't forget to help me get 17 more followers on Instagram, so we can get to 200 followers on Instagram. And if you are on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter so we can get to 50 followers on Twitter. Anyway, I had a lot of fun talking Star Wars with all of you wonderful people. So I'll see you on the next live stream. I'll see you in the next short, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to abruptly end this live stream. So thank you, everyone. You guys are awesome. Bye, guys.